Hey, thanks for tuning in today, guys. We're going to go through and show you how to install our two-piece window bezel. Our window bezel looks just as good on the inside as it does on the outside and doesn't require any nuts as fasteners to secure the bezel to the window. We'll take you through each step to make sure that you have a successful installation the first time. Okay, so naturally the first thing you want to do is cut a hole in the window. So as soon as you have your window installed and your door handle installed, you need to pick out a spot for the bezel to go. Now keep in mind that you've got to slide your fingers through there and rotate the handle back far enough to actually unlatch the door. So take your time and pick out just the right spot. There isn't really an undo button on that once you have a hole punched in there. So make sure you take your time and get that right. The hole size that you want to have is a 4 1/4. The through hole on this is 4 inch, and the diameter of that lip that actually goes through the window is 4 1/4. So what you'll do is you'll use a 4 1/4 inch hole saw or some other means if you have a different means to cut it, and a drill press or drill and cut through. Just make sure you have a good hold on your window so that it doesn't get away from you, and make yourself a nice pilot hole in the center, and then it'll cut and that window bezel will drop right through. Okay, for this purpose we used a small piece of optic armor. This is one of those things that once you use some you'll never go back. Super scratch resistant and really nice stuff. But once you cut that 4 1/4 inch hole, I like to take the threaded side and drop it in there. Now you'll see once you actually have that hole cut and it's deburred, you have a little bit of wiggle room, which is what I like. But at this point, you can go ahead and clock it. So you can, if you want your holes vertical like this, or however you like them clocked, you just go ahead and clock them and you can mark them. So I just have a little punch here that's about the same size as that hole. Don't get this too big so that you mess up any of the threads, but just a little punch. Literally, I can just mark it by pushing on it. We're going to do 2 holes, 180 degrees, directly across from each other, and we'll go ahead and go punch a couple holes. So start with like a small bit, maybe like a 3/32 to get that first hole drilled, and then go ahead and step it up to like an 11/64. So that'll give you a big enough hole to slide the screw through and give you just a little bit of wiggle room, but not too big. Now we have our 2 11/64 holes punched here. So we'll go ahead and drop the ring in, line up the holes, put the threaded portion back on as well. There we go, they drop into place. So we'll go ahead and tighten this up, and what we're doing is we're just go ahead and giving it a good place to start so we can punch the other holes. That way the ring's not walking around when you're trying to punch the holes. So we're basically going to go back to doing the same thing as we did before. Just go ahead and mark each location, but let's flip it over again to the threaded side because that fits better with this punch. Mark the rest of them, and then again we're going to go ahead and step it up from a small bit to an 11/64. So we can go ahead and take it back apart now. Okay, so you can see that we've got all the holes punched in them, and we're ready to go ahead and put all the fasteners in. All 6 of them. Make sure you go ahead and tighten, or start each one before you tighten them up. You might have to have somebody hold them on the back for you. Okay, now you can kind of check it here. It moves around just a little bit, which is good. So we go ahead and tighten them up. It's important to make sure that you deburr all the holes, even the big round ones, so everything sits nice and flush. And then you can take a look. First you want to wipe it down and make sure that you've got a good connection all the way around the back side there. But on 1/8 inch there should be no gap. Everything's seated in nice. Then you just kind of take a step back, take a look at it, admire your handiwork. They do come in polished and black anodized finish and sold per window. So if you're doing 2 windows, grab yourself 2 of them. If you have any questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, or check out the website. Also check us out on these social media platforms. Like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it deserves. And thanks again for the support.